Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge. Now I'm not in a shop today. I am actually on our little shooting range over at my parents' place, and I am testing those plates that I cut from a tank. See which way to heat treat is going to be the most viable for my little armor project I'm working on. So the best way to see if something's bulletproof is to shoot it. So let's get shooting. Quick thought before we go any further. The information in these videos, this is not for educational purposes, it's not for information purposes, this is strictly for entertainment purposes. Do not make your own body armor. If you need body armor, buy body armor. Well, here we are, about getting ready to test. And the best idea I can come up with this, I'm going to tape these to a log, and then I'm going to shoot them with progressively more powerful calibers to see which one takes the least damage, or if any of them will stop any of these. So let's get going. Starting out with 45 ACP, 230 grain ball, federal ammo, fired out of a 1911. It hit right here, and even though it was on the edge, there's no discernible damage to this at all. Once again, we've got no real damage at all. Again, no damage, nothing, either side, any way you look at it. Fourth sample, which was hardened in oil, no damage, no indentations, nothing. On to something with a little more zip. This is Winchester White Box, 115 grain, 9mm out of a Beretta Model 92 FS. Once again, we've got no real damage at all. Number 2, 9mm. Sample number 2 hit right here, no damage at all. Sample number 3, still 9mm. Sample number 3, no damage whatsoever. Sample number 4, still 9mm. Sample number 4, no damage. Time to step it up. Got a Model 19 Smith & Wesson firing 125 grain, jacketed soft point Remington 357. This is the first damage we've gotten, and it is a little bitty dimple, little bitty bump on the back, a little bit of deformation, but that's it. Sample number 2, 357. Okay, sample number 2, a little more deformation. Also hit it right on the daggum edge. Sample number 3, which, as I said earlier, is probably the most brittle of all of them. So this is we're getting to those high velocities. 357. Okay, solid hit near the edge like the others, no deformation at all, and this was the water quenched. That's kind of surprising. That tells us a little more about this steel. Sample number 4, 357. hit or no damage. Now it wasn't on the edge like the rest of them, but no damage, no dimples on the back, nothing, so to speak. Just a little lead splash. Okay, I am expecting this party to end pretty soon because we're going to some rifle calibers. I've got 7.62 by 39, 122 grain, full metal jacket, 2 ammo out of a Ruger Mini 30. Sample 1. Yeah, I see a hole. Straight through it. No messing around. Just put a nice clean hole through it. 7.62 by 39. Oh, yeah. Straight through. It went through. It's not as clean. It left the jacket in the hole. It was a bit more ragged, but yeah, it didn't stop it in the least. Sample number 3, water hardened plate. Okay, 4th test plate. Did not shatter, did not go through it. You know, it popped it a little on the back, but no major changes to it. Okay, since the first 3 plates failed at 7.62 by 39, I'm only shooting the 4th plate that has been oil hardened with 223. This is 40 grain, 223 Winchester white box out of a 16-inch barrel. I'm actually a little surprised by this. It put a hell of a dimple in, but it did not penetrate. You can see on the back of this dimple here, it did put looks like a little crack in there, but it didn't go through. I'm sold. Here is what we got. Untreated, completely defeated by 7.62 by 39. Annealed, completely defeated by 7.62 by 39. Quenched in water, completely defeated by 7.62 by 39. Quenched in oil, took a 223. So that's what I figured out. So I guess I'm making my armor out of oil treated plates. So now the trick is going to be how to weld on them without changing the temper. But the good news is I'm going to have to heat them anyway, so I can change the curve in these plates. So now we got the information we need to know from this experiment. Okay, y'all, so that's that was actually surprising to me. I didn't expect the first 3 plates to get past the 357. I thought the 357 was going to punch right through them, because that's when you start getting into some bigger velocity. Now, normally when I shoot 357, I've got a little model 94 and I use it hunting, and it's in 357. So I don't know if that longer barrel would have made a difference and punched through, giving it a little more oomph. But I'm happy with the way the test turned out, because I know I have at least one viable option for this armor. So yeah, I've got a starting point. Something else I want to correct, I said that those were 40 grain 223s, they're 45 grain, and I purposely chose a lighter grain bullet because I know that like the AR 500 plates, they always test those with like 62 grain out of a 16-inch barrel and stuff. But I also know that if you take 55 grain, okay, well, let me rephrase that. I do not know this. Someone that I trust has told me that he has done it, and he is not somebody who videos stuff, but it is my understanding that you can take a 55 grain and shoot it out of a 20-inch AR, and it will penetrate those AR 500 plates. So I did not bring a 20-inch AR, and I did not bring 55 grain bullets, but I did bring 45 grain, which is a little zippier than the 62 grain that I normally shoot. So like I said, now we know where we're at. Now I know what I can use. Now it's time to get back in the shop and start building this thing. By the way, the video where I cut out and treated these plates will be up here somewhere if you want to check that out. Okay, y'all, I hope you liked the video. There's going to be playlist and video and subscribe and all that stuff up here. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have shot a lot in my life. I'm a gun guy. I used to shoot in some competitions, some high power competition. I've hunted my whole life. I've done a lot of shooting. I'm not going to go into everything, but I have never been as daggum nervous as shooting with just me down here by myself and this camera. I was, you know, I could feel myself. I was getting nervous. I could feel myself shaking. Nervous as a cat, I tell you, and I don't know why. That's the strangest thing in the world to me. So anyway, if I look like a jackass, I'm sorry. I don't normally look like a jackass.